You just found the kitten?
Yeah, we found it in the park. Got it? Yep.
Good Samaritans Yvonne and her sons Luca and William have rushed into the Bondi clinic with a tiny abandoned kitten.
So you just found this kitten?
Yeah, it was just near the playground, in the box with its toys.
It's a really hot day outside, so for this kitten to be alone and inside this box in the heat really worries me.
It looked like she'd been there for a little while. She looked like she'd been sitting in the sun, so she looked a bit tired and snoozy.
Wow, she's only a baby. I mean, she'd only be a couple of months old, if that.
Yeah.
So it's not really the time to be left alone.
No, not at all, not at all. She's very lucky that one of the kids actually was inquisitive enough to have a look in the box. It looked lethargic and it looked like it had been in the sun for a while. It was very hot and it looked very young, so I was worried that if it was left in the sun for much longer, it might not survive.
I think you've probably arrived just in the nick of time that when you have a kitten that's this small, their whole body is operating on such a high level that it needs water really regularly, it needs food really regularly.
Yeah.
If it goes without for more than a few hours in heat...
Yeah, and it was very hot.
Yeah,
so
then they can dehydrate very quickly and you could lose a kitten like this in direct sun in just an hour or so.
Yeah.
Even less.
You're lucky. Yeah, I know.
If this little girl does have heat stroke, we are going to have to act pretty quickly because her body temperature could skyrocket to a dangerous level where her organs essentially start cooking themselves. For this kitten to be alone in that box in direct sun, it's got to worry you because when dehydration and when heat stroke hit, they can be life-threatening. All right, what I'll do, let's just have a little listen. So her heart rate's really high. That's certainly a sign of stress.
Yeah.
And it can be a result of overheating and dehydration.
Yeah.
Chris now needs to check the kitten's temperature.
Okay. All right. It's just on the upper end of normal. Yeah. So she's not suffering from heat stroke, which is a really important thing and real positive. But when I put her on all four legs, something else is going on. See, she's not very happy putting that left
she's not, is she?
front leg down. Yeah, she may have a problem with that front leg, which may explain why.
Yeah, she was there.
Someone may have decided it was all a bit too much. For her to be holding the leg up, you know the injury is severe. But my concern right now is the trauma may have been so great, it's damaged the nerve in her leg. If she's damaged the nerves, then things are a bit more serious.
Yeah.
Because you often can't fix nerves, but you can fix bones. So the important thing is, when I squeeze her foot, whether she can actually feel it. Just give those toes a bit of a squeeze. Okay, that's good. So we know that she has nerve function going right to her toes.
Yeah.
What we don't know is what's caused her to have that leg hanging the way it is. What we need to do is take an X-ray.
Yep, okay.
And from there, I can tell you exactly what's going on.
Okay.
Hopefully the leg is the only problem that this kitten has. It is one of those situations where you have to stay incredibly positive because if the X-rays show a really bad fracture and something that just can't be fixed, there is a chance she'll have to lose the leg. Normally you'd use a sedation, but considering we don't know exactly what's caused these injuries, whether she's been hit by a car or had a big fall, the risk of giving her a sedation could actually cause her whole system to crash. So I'm trying to be as gentle as possible. X-ray. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think we now know why she can't walk on that leg. That's a big fracture. Whatever's caused that fracture, we're talking about something major, because bones don't break like that every day. Being left alone in a box on a hot day is already horrific, but when you look at these X-rays, you understand just the trauma that this kitten's been through. You realise this has been a bad day of all bad days.
Chris now needs to share the disturbing news with concerned rescuers Yvonne and her sons William and Luca.
This is our problem leg, so it comes down and all of a sudden it has a break, hasn't it? Yeah, it does. So it's going to take an operation to fix that, which we can do in here.
Yeah, okay.
But the big challenge is the fact she's so young. I mean, looking at her teeth, she's probably about 7 or 8 weeks of age.
Yeah, tiny.
So an anaesthetic on these sort of little kittens is always A little risky, but
Yeah.
you know, we'll obviously take every precaution with her.
Yeah, sure.
She'll stay with us tonight,
Yeah.
and if she's up to it, she'll have the operation in the morning. But we do need to talk about names. And obviously, as the people that found her, you've got to approve this. So what do you reckon? If you look at her face, don't you reckon it looks like she's already wearing her zinc on her nose? And you guys were off on Saturday
Playing cricket.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, cricket? What do you think?
Yeah.
You approve of that one?
Yeah.
All right, well, she's going to go and have a little sleep now, prepare herself for the operation. But thank you. In all seriousness, what you did today was very special, guys.
No problem.
See you,
Bye-bye,
cricket.
cricket.
So, no worries. Okay. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Sure, identifying exactly what sort of injuries Cricket has is some sort of relief, but Cricket only weighs 1 kilogram. She's 8 weeks by our best estimation. That's usually too small and too young to even attempt an operation, but the circumstances say we have to. That operation now presents a whole lot of risks we need to be aware of to make sure, after all we've been through, we now don't lose this little girl. So I'll start to run some anaesthetic in now.
Cool, girl. That's it.
Next morning at the Bondi Clinic, it's time for Chris to start the delicate surgery on little Cricket. The tiny abandoned kitten was found with a badly fractured front leg.
It's a measure of how small she is. Her dose of this anaesthetic is 0.005 of a mil. So I'm having to actually bulk it out with some extra fluid just so we can be fairly accurate when it comes to giving her a dose.
Head vet nurse Neil will be assisting Chris with the operation, keeping a constant watch on the little kitten's vital signs.
I think we're getting a bit sleepy now.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. There's no doubt that anaesthetics for animals this size and this age have a huge amount of risk associated with them, simply because the animals are so young, they're so fragile, they don't have the energy reserves, and really if they lose just a little bit of blood, that makes a huge difference to their circulation. You have to take each and every step so carefully, otherwise, in the blink of an eye, you can lose them. All right.
All good?
All right, all good. Let's do it.
It's going to be a risky operation. Chris needs to expose the fracture and then insert a pin to join the 2 broken bones. It will be incredibly difficult working on such a tiny patient.
There's absolutely no chance to relax here right now. I mean, you look into this area and there are big veins, there are big arteries, and there are big nerves. Hitting any one of them could be catastrophic. The challenge here is that once a fracture occurs, all the muscles tend to tighten over the top almost to provide the strength that the bone's no longer providing. And so there's a lot of work that goes into just working my way through those and exposing the end of the fractured bone. So that sharp point there is actually the very end of the fracture. So we should be looking at the bottom part of the humerus there. Finally, I have some sort of access to the ends of the bone. The idea now is to put the pin up the top fragment.
With the pin inserted into one end of the bone, Chris now needs to find the other shattered end.
So we need to join that bit there to this bit here. Like a lot of kittens, Cricket has very thin bones. She's only been on this earth for about 8 weeks, so she hasn't had much calcium to really strengthen them up. So I know if I push too hard, I could actually crack the bone. If I do that, then this whole operation will be a failure.
Send?
I think so. This pin now feels like it has gone into place, but I need to know if it's gone in too far or if it's fallen short. To do that, I need an X-ray.
X-ray!
All right, okay, that's good. So the pin is going right through the middle of the bone. It's bringing the 2 ends together, and the join is pretty neat. The X-rays look good. The pin's sitting exactly where I want it to be. So really it's a matter of getting straight back into the surgery because time's ticking. Okay, let's cut this pin. All right, so we pulled that pin back and cut it off. So okay, we're right to close.
Yep.
All right, I'm done there.
The little stray has now been on the operating table for an hour and a half, and Chris is anxious for the tiny kitten to wake up.
I know from my experience that when you're dealing with an animal as small as Cricket is, you can't relax at this stage. We have to keep our eye on the game and make sure that Cricket wakes up from this anaesthetic perfectly.
We've been through so much, don't give up now. Okay, he's just starting to come around now. Can we get a bed?
Little Cricket is waking up safely, but it will be another few days before Chris knows if the operation to save her leg has been a success.
We've asked just so much of Cricket today. It's been a marathon operation for such a small kitten, but she's come out the other side, and now hopefully we can start looking at a new life for her, a new home. Look at you. I did not expect to see you sitting up.
Over at the Bondi Clinic, Chris is anxious to check on tiny Cricket.
After going through an operation like Cricket has to repair that fractured leg, you appreciate she's been through a lot. So it's important now to see how she's going. Well, she's putting on the big performance today. She's looking for affection. She's obviously feeling more comfortable in that leg because the bones aren't moving around anymore. She's happy to stand on it, so this is good. It's the best possible outcome to already, just 12 hours after the operation, have her willing to actually put some weight on it. That's far beyond my expectations. She's really only been away from her mum and her other kitten litter mates for, it could only be a few days, so it's a lot to ask of a little girl like this, but she just seems to take every little challenge and meet it head on and give it that right hook.
Chris is so impressed with the courageous kitten's progress that he's decided the little orphan is allowed a special treat.
Normally after major surgery, you really limit how many visitors a patient has. You don't want them up, about and excited. In Cricket's case though, we're going to make an exception. Tomorrow, she might just see some familiar faces. You've got visitors, Cricket.
Next day at the Bondi Clinic, little Cricket is now well enough for some surprise visitors. Rescuers Yvonne and her boys are keen to see how well the tiny kitten is recovering after her leg operation.
I was a bit worried that she wouldn't be alright in the surgery because she's a small kitten, so hopefully she pulled through okay.
So, would you like a hold?
Oh yeah, we'll have a hold.
So she's doing all right. I mean, she's making progress.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing. The injury she had, it wasn't small.
Yeah.
And it was actually quite an effort to put it back together, even though we're talking about bones that are, this big. The one thing that I've noticed since the operation, she's not going to go back to using that leg straight away.
No.
And she's going to try to guard that.
Yeah.
She's guarding a little bit more than I'd normally expect.
I was going to say, she doesn't look like she's got the paw down at all.
Exactly. So I'm just watching that. I just want to make sure she does get full nerve function back in that foot. For now, the most important thing is just keeping her fairly quiet.
Yeah,
that's why I'm happy for her to be in her little cage there and resting, because her bones are really in a crucial stage where they need to mend. But she's got the right attitude with it all, and she's affectionate and she's getting plenty of attention in here. And,
really? I can't imagine that she's not demanding that. Hey?
Exactly. You look at those boys' faces, they're infatuated by her and clearly thinking about how they convince Mum to take Cricket home.
It's a big step from rescuer to owner, and Yvonne isn't taking it lightly.
I mean, it wasn't a plan to have a kitten, but you never know, we might take her, but you do really need to make a decision if you're going to have a pet, that you're going to keep it forever.
Okay, well, we'll put her back in here. The fact is, whether Yvonne and the boys decide to take Cricket home in the end, it doesn't really matter. Ultimately, they've already saved her life, and that's the really important thing to remember right now. All right.
All right.
So thank you for calling by. It is very, very sweet of you. So
Yeah,
I'm sure she appreciates it.
nice to see you, isn't it, Luca?
Yep.
Bye-bye, Cricket. She's giving me a handshake. Look at that. She's got a handshake.
All right,
Right.
guys.
Great.
Thanks for calling by.
Thanks, Chris.
We'll see you soon.
See you later.
Okay. Cricket doesn't really seem to know the meaning of rest and of taking it easy, but that is exactly what she needs to do right now. We want to see that movement return to that leg and get her more comfortable in using it. If she can do that over the next few weeks, then we can seriously look at her going to a new home, wherever that is. Excuse me. What is it? What is it with buttons? That can't last.
It's been 4 weeks since the surgery to repair Cricket's left front leg.
Normally, if you want to check if the leg's working, you stretch it, you might take some x-rays here. We just check if she can pull up buttons and make phone calls. I know it's all about pulling your weight, but we don't need a secretary. You are just proving that you cannot stay around here much longer, and you are going to have to go to your new home. Yep. And you better not behave like that. So Ivana's decided not to adopt little Cricket. I mean, obviously, the whole family's played such a huge role in her life and ultimately her survival, but for them, the timing just wasn't right, and the worst thing you can do is force a pet into a family that's not ready for one. The good news, though, is that we do actually have another person who is very keen to adopt her.
You'll be ready to get out of here, I'm sure. She's just full of beans all the time.
Yeah.
This leg's amazing. You've done a great job.
She uses it
Yeah.
for good as well as evil.
Yeah.
Whilst Neil is a real softie, he's a hard man when it comes to making sure that his kittens go to the right homes. He has a little checklist he always likes to run through, and if he doesn't think the owner's suitable, he'll say no.
So you think they're a suitable owner for a cat?
Definitely, yeah. They've had cats before.
They've had cats before?
Yeah.
Have they had any other pets before?
Yeah, they've had dogs as well.
Dogs?
Actually, quite a few different types of animals.
Okay. Yep, you can have a look when I've finished. Now, are they going to be responsible? So there's a few really important things. Obviously, they're going to have to make sure that she's fed, watered, litter trays looked after, they're in a safe environment.
I trust them.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think you'll like them, and I think you'll learn to understand why they're pretty trustworthy.
Okay.
So the new owner has been given Neil's conditional approval, so here comes the exciting part. It's time for Cricket to go home to the new owner for the first time. Kiss, kiss. Lovely.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye. Be good.
Cricket, just trust me on this. You are going to love where we're going. Bit of faith.
Lucky Cricket is getting some VIP treatment, with Chris taking time out to personally deliver her to her new home.
So welcome to your new home. It's actually our home. Oh yeah, we're doing this. It's been kind of a funny situation because I truly did want Yvonne and the kids to adopt Cricket, but each and every time I found I was trying to convince them into taking her, I was giving reasons as to why I should ultimately adopt her. And so when they said no, it wasn't going to work out, I wasn't that disappointed. Are you going to get to love this place? There is so much here for you to look at, for you to get to know, and for those claws of yours to sink themselves in. You already can't wait, can you? Look at you. Cricket? No. What are you scratching? Really, my whole life I've had cats, apart from the last couple of years since I lost my cat, George. George certainly had a unique personality. George, that's not a welcome. And you can never replace that kind of character. So all the while since I lost him, I've been looking for a cat that might go close. And I think Cricket It might just be that cat. I wouldn't do that, Cricket. Feel good? That's not going to happen. You don't have to scratch every single item of furniture in the first 5 minutes you're here. At the moment, I'm looking around my house, trying to appreciate how my house looks now, because it'll never look better. Cricket clearly thinks my house is delicious, and she's willing to scratch and taste every single part of it. You relax? Yeah? Do you know how to relax? Cricket's had just about the hardest start to life that a cat can have. Been abandoned with a broken leg, having to face major surgery and a really long recovery. But hopefully today is a really nice way to start the rest of her life. We're gonna have some fun. On my way to Maroopah Police Station, we just had a call that a dog's been hit by a car. Sounds like quite a young dog, a puppy. It's bleeding from its nose. That's really all we know at this stage. Not the best place for an illegal U-turn in front of a police station. Hi, how are you? Can we go in here? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
So what's happened?
He was hit by a car.
Yeah.
He was coughing when he came in and he's got a bit of a bloody nose.
Okay. Hey buddy, has he been quite quiet like this the whole time he's been in?
Yeah, he just fell asleep then.
Okay. Hey buddy, can we get him on the ground? Is that alright? We don't know who the owner is?
No.
No. So when were they hit?
Probably about 2 hours ago.
Yeah. And close by to here?
Yeah. There was a sergeant who was patrolling the area. He saw one of the puppies got hit by a car. He picked that one up and the other one came out. And so, yeah, he brought both of them back to the station.
There was meant to be 3 puppies, but only 2 of them have been located. This one's not injured.
Yeah.
But I don't know, do you want to check?
Checking it out. Okay.
They looked pretty sad and miserable. We don't know how long they've been out there on their own, so it's pretty sad to know that 2 little puppies have been roaming the streets.
The thing that worries me at the moment is just how quiet he is. He's, especially for a boxer too. I mean, what should be a lively dog being a puppy plus a very lively breed, and it's not really what you expect to see. So that's causing me some concern at the moment.
Okay.
He's actually got quite a significant heart murmur.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which boxers can have these from birth, and it is relatively common in the breed, but I don't think this would be related to the accident, but I guess it's something you can't rule out.
If it's a murmur, does it have any impact on them?
Yeah. Just affects their energy levels and their ability, I guess, to exercise properly.
Okay.
It's important to remind yourself that the patient here is this one rather than this one here.
It's just
Are you okay as well? Do we need to check you out? They tell me you're fine, but you don't look fine at the moment, huh? Are you just sleepy? You all right, buddy? Has he had any respiratory distress? Has he been struggling to breathe at all? Just this coughing? Yeah. So it could be a couple of things. It could be related to trauma, but he could have also inhaled a bit of blood as well. Especially if he's breathing out blood, some of that blood may have gone down to his lungs. So this is what he's bringing up here, and it is tinged with blood. So my feeling is he's certainly aspirated some blood either through the trauma or as a result of the bleeding going down into his airways. So that is a bit of a worry. So there are no fractures that I can feel. He's able to bear weight on all 4 of his legs, which is good. Just most of his problems seem to be in the upper part of his body, around his face, and then obviously around his lungs too. So the plan from now would be to get him back to the clinic, X-ray him, stabilise him, put him on some fluids and some antibiotics, and just make sure that this bleeding that's obviously happening inside his airways isn't getting any worse. You guys looking for trouble in the streets, were you? You found it, didn't you? All right, you want to wake up your buddy? Then we got to go. Yeah. No, it's not nice when you got blood in your mouth. All right, let's go. Can you come with us? You're getting released from the station. No charges. Let's go. All right. So I've got your number, so I'll just keep you informed about how they're going and let you know. Obviously, if anyone calls up looking for them, can you let me know?
Yeah, sure. Yep.
But we'll look, fingers crossed. We'll see how he goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Any names that you've been giving him?
No, we haven't named them yet.
Okay.
No.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll let you know how we go.
Okay.
But thanks for doing what you've done. It's great. Okay. Bye. You didn't expect your night to end up like this, did you, huh? That makes the three of us. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Hey, Ali. So these guys have just come in from Maroubra police station. They were found on the streets. This one was bleeding a lot from his nose and also coughing up blood. So the thinking is he's been hit by a car, but as you can see, he's just really lethargic, really quiet. Most of his injuries seem to be up around the head and neck area. He's got a gash here on his nose. So I'm just doing a bit of a scan just for any other injuries that he may have. The police station isn't quite an ideal spot to examine a dog. I've never really done that before in there. Some funny things going on with his feet here. So it looks like he's got either glue or some sort of chewing gum or something sticky between his feet. Okay. He's definitely been down the beach because he's got sand between his toes. What have you guys been up to, huh? You gonna come clean? Hey? It's been an adventure, hasn't it? I might just get his temperature, thanks. Wow. So he's got a tapeworm.
Ooh.
He's just dropped out here.
Wow.
Increasingly, when you're thinking that they've been roaming the streets, there's two of them, they've been left to their own devices, they've got worms, you're starting to question the level of care these two little puppies have had. I mean, puppies this age should not be roaming the streets. Puppies can find mischief at the best of times, but these two, they were made for mischief. You can just see it, and I've just got big concerns about really how well these dogs are being looked after. All right, his temperature is normal, but the only normal thing about this case, what I'd like to do is take an X-ray. I just want to check out his chest and just see where this blood's coming from. Sure. Because if that continues and builds up, then he's going to have some real trouble breathing. Hang on, buddy, we're just going to leave you for a second, all right? X-ray. So he certainly does have some blood around the base of his heart there, and that's what he's trying to bring up when he does that coughing effort. The plan for him right now really has to be to try to reverse these signs we're seeing now. We have to really stop any potential future blood loss into that chest of his, and then secondarily try to replace the fluid that he has lost through the blood. So I'm going to give him a drug to stop the bleeding and then put him on some fluids as well. If we can do all of those things tonight, then hopefully we'll see a different dog in the morning. He just shouldn't look like this. He's essentially stabilised now, so the next step is really to find out who he belongs to, who they both belong to. Yep. Okay, so I'll get his scanner. Tell me you have a microchip, little man. You remember getting a microchip? I hope so. Oh no.
Nothing?
Nothing. By law, these guys should be microchipped at the time that they're sold, but it just hasn't happened with these guys. They're both the same. So while it is frustrating that there's no microchip, there's no way to actually find their true owners, at least tonight, I know there are some people that really do want to know how they're going, so I might give them a call.
River Police, Constable Neil speaking, how can I help?
Yeah, hi, it's Chris here from the vet clinic. How you going?
Oh, good, and yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Now, the two fugitives are here with me now.
Yeah.
They're doing well. So the one that was hit, he's pretty stable.
Oh, okay.
We've managed to stop that blood loss. His breathing's improved. He seems maybe a little bit more lively. I've taken some X-rays and he's got a bit of fluid build up in his chest, what looks to be blood, just in the around the base of his heart, in just the middle part of his lungs there.
Oh, okay.
So I've given him something just to limit the blood loss, and we've got him on some fluids just to try and replace the fluids that he's lost. So he's pretty stable at the moment.
Yeah.
They don't have any microchips though.
Oh, don't they?
No.
I'd like to ask you about that, so you don't know of an owner?
No, we don't yet. So we'll, obviously if someone calls up there, please let us know. Or if you hear anyone looking for two boxer puppies roaming the streets.
Yeah, that's fine. Apparently there was 3. We've only found 2, but there was meant to been a third, so...
Oh, really?
I don't know if there's another one roaming the streets, but I don't think that one was here.
Okay. Your sergeant saw 3, did he?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, I just thought I'd let you know anyway how he's going, and they're both still very much a team in here, I can promise you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good. Thanks so much for coming out and everything.
That's all right. What's
going to happen to the puppies if they don't find someone?
Oh, look, we'll obviously put the word out that we have two puppies here. Hopefully, someone will be missing them and we can find their owner. But
yeah, I'm sure by the morning someone will notice that they've got a few puppies missing.
Yeah, exactly. You'd hope so, wouldn't you? So we'll hang on to them now, and then obviously if we can't find an owner, we'll advertise and try to find them some new homes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, all right.
So they'll go to a good home if not.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe even a home out of the Maroubra police station.
I know. I'd love to have a station pet. Keep one behind the counter. It'd be great.
Exactly. All right. Thanks for everything you've done tonight too. That was very good of the sergeant to pick them up.
No, thanks, and have a good night. Bye.
Bye bye. Oh, morning. How are you two, huh? You feeling any better?
No more coughing, it's good. It's very good. You might be getting better.
You ready? Come on. I don't know if it's just me, but they do seem especially sheepish this morning, as though the reality of what they got up to yesterday is finally starting to hit them.
Now there's talk that there was a third one of you. Is this true? If so, where do we find him? Don't try to keep me quiet. No, you need to do the talking. Yep. Well, where's the third one? What was that about? You going to do some talking? Or are you going to stay quiet? We'd like to know where the third member of the gang is. What's it going to take for you to talk? I'm not sure if they told you this last night, but anything you do say can be used against you in a court of law. Do you know that? That's why you keep them quiet, is it?
The plan this morning is to check out how they've really come through last night's ordeal. A particular concern is obviously our little man here. Now, puppies are fragile at the best of times, but especially when you consider what he went through last night, we've really got to monitor his progress very closely. Oh.
Did you already have another appointment?
You are bad, aren't you? Thank you, buddy. That's what you're trying to tell me, was it? Okay.
What's wrong with you? You had to pee.
You still going?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, sorry. Okay, yes, priority was the toilet. We neglected that, didn't we? Still going? Still going. Still going.
Where's the off switch?
It's just simple mathematics really, isn't it? Fluid in means fluid must come out, so that's what happens when you put them on a drip overnight. So, yeah. You made your point, didn't you? I'm pretty comfortable that compared to last night, what we're seeing with him is a significant improvement. Certainly he's a little bit more bright. His breath sounds have returned close to normal. The hope, I guess, from here is he does continue to improve. The nagging concern we have, though, is we still don't have an owner. We don't really know where these guys have come from, where they're going to go to. And for me, that's a really big concern. Come on, boys. Now, we need to talk, okay? Because we don't know who you belong to and we don't know your names. So, what we need to sort out is who you are. So I was thinking, Bruce and Barry, the bad boys from the bra. How about that? Oh, Bruce, you're with it now, are you? Geez, do you get the feeling they're hungry? It does make you wonder how long they have been roaming the streets. Been a little bit of wriggling going on, which tells me that we may have had some improvement. It's obviously sad that these two pups now are essentially orphans. I mean, there could very well be a family out there that's heartbroken, but because they don't have microchips, there's just no way of being able to track them down. I would just hate the idea of these two brothers ending up in an animal shelter and being split up. So we're going to do everything we can to stop that from happening. They've never had a bath before.
You can smell that.
Yeah. Barry.
Don't eat the soap.
They seem to be really relishing every touch they get. It makes you wonder whether they really ever had much of it. You don't look so tough right now, Barry. We're shampooing Bruce and Barry because we want them to look their best and make the right first impression. Brucey. It's not bad, buddy. Look at that. I almost feel as though I've become a bit of a father figure to Bruce and Barry. They're two bad boys, and I hope through my influence they've become better. They're not perfect yet. And I think the families they go to are going to be in for a surprise initially, but after that, they'll grow up. Need the hard sell on these boys, Neil.
I know, we're going to get them home somehow, by hook or by crook.
Yeah? It can't be too hard. Look at them.
Oh, no, a face like that, who's going to say no?
Well, who can say no to a bad boy, huh?
I can't say no to a bad boy.
Are you going to send the emails now, are you? Barry seeks loving new home. Close to transport. We'll find a home for them. You've got to think it has to be a good home. I'm confident we'll get something. Some big news, all right? Some very exciting news, some happy news.
You're going to say, hi, Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
How you doing?
You knew this was only temporary, didn't you? You did. You did.
I've been wanting a dog for quite some time now, so this is perfect. Worked out perfectly.
We were going to get one in about 3 months, but then Anna rang us and met him yesterday and
fell in love in 5 minutes.
He's over here, he's in the picture. They're going to bring him out in a little bit.
Brucey, listen. This is going to be tough. It's going to be tough on them. It's going to be a little bit tough on me too.
Hi, doggy.
Look at them.
Hello.
This is Bruce.
Hi.
And his brother Barry. You've got to meet the family as well.
Hello.
That's Barry. Yeah.
How's he feeling?
To be honest right now, he's feeling a little bit left out.
Yeah.
But his surprise is still to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we going to be able to swap contact details so we can have some play dates with them down at the park or anything like that? He's like, yes, please.
Yeah, that'll be brilliant.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Really?
These two together are double trouble to the extreme.
So placid.
Right now, yeah.
I've seen him jump already. He's just been meandering around Priya.
We had words about his behaviour and we said, Bruce,
So he's sort of...
if you are going to go to this new family, you need to make a good first impression. So
That he did.
he's finally listening to my instructions, which is nice.
So we can't bring him back tomorrow.
It's all an act. Once he gets out of here, it all changes.
Uh-oh. No, he's brilliant.
I would have loved to have found Bruce and Barry the one home so they could stay together and be brothers forever. But the reality is 2 boxes in the one house would be more than a handful. But we have 2 separate homes, both very loving families. They'll be happy.
Say bye, Priya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Priya. Doggy.
Don't feel left out, Barry. We haven't forgotten about you.
Barry, don't look so sad. It's going to be okay, mate. You've got a very special home too. Just one important thing. Always respect your elders, okay? Look!
Hello.
Hey, Adrian, how are you?
Good, thank
Good to
you.
see you.
Oh,
It's Barry.
Barry, hello.
Barry, meet Tosca.
I think it's going to be good for Tosca. She was been moping a lot. She's got a companion.
It has been a big day. Saying goodbye to Bruce and now to Barry, and you can't help but start to connect with them. You can't adopt them all. Otherwise, I'd have about 400.
Hello. Wow. Googie, come and have a look. Hi, Adrian.
Hello.
May, nice to meet you.
Hello, Adrian.
That's his brother, Priya.
That's the thing they do.
Yeah, they nibble on each other's faces, don't they? Here we go. Fantastic that they still remember each other.
I love watching them play. It's a special kind of play. Look at this, just so
Should
long
have
as
taken the leads.
What are they doing?
This is fantastic. And you don't live too far away, do you?
No, I just live just around the corner.
No excuses.
No, you have to come up here and meet.
Yes, for sure.
I'm in my hometown of Newcastle to catch up with the folks, but to also call in a family who have asked for a bit of help before they bring a new pet into the house. Now, this new pet, it's not a dog, it's not a cat, it's not a bird, it's not even a guinea pig. It's a pig. Now, pigs are all the rage at the moment, but they can be a lot more work than people think. So I want to call in and see these guys and see if they really know what they're getting themselves into.
How you going?
The Black household is already home to Michelle and Kieran, their 2 daughters Eve and Heidi, 2 chooks, and Ned the dog.
Are you excited about the pig? Yeah? Have you guys chosen a name yet? Petal.
Petal.
My one fear with pigs, whenever I hear that someone's getting one, is that, geez, do you really know what's involved? Because pigs, they're not simple creatures. They're complicated. They're so incredibly intelligent, so incredibly active, sometimes incredibly demanding. You do get these pet crazes from time to time, and right now, it's pigs. I get asked all the time, what's a pig like? Should I get a pig? Would a pig suit me? And the reality is, a pig only suits certain types of people because they're hard work. Who's driving the whole pig thing? Is it the girls? Is it you that wants the pig, or how does that all work?
Me.
It's you.
It was my birthday present. We actually talked about having another child and then decided we'd get a pig. If you've got 2 kids, how hard can a pig be?
I want that one.
So what do you think?
I want that one.
Chris has brought an iPad full of mini pig info to educate the family before they commit to a new addition.
There's no such thing as a mini pig in Australia. We don't have teacup pigs, we don't have pot-bellied pigs here. We've only got pigs. The way we get the small ones is just by breeding the smaller versions of the standard pig. If you are feeding them pig food or a whole lot of basically whatever they want to have that's high in protein or high in fat, then they are going to grow to be quite large. I've seen mini pigs that have been 150 kilos. I don't want to see you guys all of a sudden get stuck in a situation where you have this monster pig when you thought it was going to be tiny. Where do you think this pig is going to live?
I think it can come inside, but I think it will sleep outside.
You have a doggy door?
Yes.
Is the pig going to use that as well?
Until it can't fit.
I was just going to say, can I have a look at it?
Yeah.
Knowing how pigs think, there's going to be a day when all of a sudden the pig can't fit through anymore, but that's not going to matter. He may just make the door bigger himself. And I guess that's why I'm here, is because I've seen pigs that are just incredibly destructive, that try to overrun people's lives, try to dominate every part of their life.
Really?
Yeah. Pigs are incredibly headstrong, and once they have their mind focused on doing something, they'll make sure they do it. I'm guessing that's the pantry there, right?
Yes.
So my rule is if you can get your foot in there and start playing with the doors like this, then they can as well.
I wasn't aware of the pantry. The thought of it tearing the kitchen apart to find a snack probably is a bit of an eye-opener.
And if they can't get into it, that's when they get frustrated and they'll start to really bash into things or chew on the little handles or...
Right.
The phrase pig-headed, that exists for a reason. Your living space quickly becomes theirs.
That's not something I'd thought about.
I want to show Dr. Chris where the house is.
Ned's looking a little bit put out already. This is pretty good.
Mummy made it.
Because normally,
Mummy
within a week of having a pig, that's how your lawn looks. So let's just check this out. What do you think Petal's going to like about being in there?
Because it's like cozy.
Cosy. That's the other thing, they're incredibly sensitive to cold.
Yeah.
When you're hearing about the digging, the pig-headedness, are you being put off yet at all?
No. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be fun. I mean, the chooks are messy and noisy and I love it. I love the yard.
Yeah.
Honey, stop!
Trust me, chickens digging in the yard is like someone digging with a toothpick compared to what a pig is going to do. You know what, I actually do worry that I'm sounding a bit negative, but I've seen so many people burnt before. People with pigs they just can't control.
Would you like to come with us to get our pig?
You inviting me to help choose the pig? Yeah? Is this an official invitation?
Yes, most definitely.
I would love to. I want to see this. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you, Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Michelle.
Michelle, nice to meet you.
And this is Eve.
Hello, Eve.
Very shy, aren't you?
The day has come for Michelle, Heidi and Eve to select their new mini pig.
So how many do we have to choose from?
You've got 6 to choose from.
6, huh?
They've asked Chris to provide some expert guidance. A wrong decision could cause chaos for this family.
Oh my God, they're so cute.
I want to pat Piggy.
Well, do the piggies want to be patted? That's the
They
thing.
will run away. I don't blame them. I wish I could run away sometimes.
What?
Mum, I think the one next to that white one. That one.
My original plan was to stand back, let the kids and Michelle get in there, get to know the piglets in a nice, calm, controlled way.
The poor pigs, look at them. Oh.
What I didn't do was tell them how to act around the piglets.
Very
Okay.
softly.
Heidi.
So
Heidi, remember they're babies.
Heidi's invented a new sport, piglet chasey. She's very good at it.
Oh.
We're definitely not getting that one. That was too loud.
When I first met you guys, I thought the same thing.
The family's pig selection has so far proven disastrous, so Chris will need to intervene.
It's a hard decision, right? But it's an important one. Is the little brown one there, is that pretty quiet? That one?
Very quiet. You want to nose the brown one?
Yes.
The great thing about these moments is discovering who chooses who. Do the kids choose the piglet,
Be very gentle because she's just a baby.
or does the piglet find the kids?
Oh, hello. Do you think she'll be happy with us?
Have you noticed how quiet she is right now?
The piggies love me.
Do they love you?
Piggies love you.
Yeah, I think I fell in love.
Oh,
Who needs another baby?
She seems very gentle.
I think that's a good match because I think she's got the personality to get away in her quiet area when she needs to, away from the kids.
Can you sense what's happening here? You're about to go home with these guys. And I want to know how you feel about that. You relax.
He's talking to a pig.
Yeah, I'm talking to a pig.
You just talk
We're having
my
a very
pig.
important discussion.
You talk my pig.
Are we okay? Are we all on board here?
Yes, Dr. Chris.
Because you do have a say in this, you know?
Piggy, I'm back.
You need to realise that, you know, you're not going to get a lot of rest. In the end, it wasn't so much a case of the family choosing the pig, but rather the pig choosing the family, because if she was willing to sit through poking, prodding, she deserves this.
So, Petal, you can do food wherever you want.
Petal really going to be okay?
I think so. I think so.
Sure.
I hope so.
The chance to see how Petal settles in, I'm not missing that.
Come on, you can stretch your legs.
Oh.
Now meet your new daughter.
Petal has now arrived at her new home and is meeting Michelle's husband, Kieran, and Ned the dog.
Ned sees this as being his home, his family, and all of a sudden something's just arrived that he doesn't know. So just remember, when you give Petal some attention, make sure you give Ned some attention first. And that way he'll know that, hey, he's still important. What I think is probably the best plan now, I think we get Ned outside to give Petal a little bit of space.
Yep.
Sorry, Ned. It's not a sign of things to come. Don't take it personally.
This is the first big test for the Petal experiment. Ned is not happy. The little pig is already causing disharmony amongst the menagerie.
Ned's finding this a little bit hard to handle. It's those little things that can really trip you up. And in Petal's case, it was the floorboards.
Slippery.
She needs some time to work out, okay, who are these people? What's that dog doing? Who are the chickens? And where am I?
Little by little, Petal is becoming more familiar with her new home. Perhaps too familiar.
We talked about the pantry and
Not in the pantry.
5 minutes in. Look who found the pantry.
Out.
Even though she's young, that nose of hers, it still works. She sniffed out the food and she went straight there.
Petal's had a huge first day.
Pigs her age do like to be somewhere nice and dark and quiet and feel like they're hidden.
Now she faces her ultimate test, her first night in her new home.
Would you like to say good night?
Good night, Petal.
The great unknown right now is whether I get a phone call tonight. You look at Michelle though, she's raised Heidi, she's raised Eve, she shouldn't be flustered. But a pig, first night at home, could do anything. Enjoy the peace and quiet, Petal. Hello?
Who's that?
Good morning.
Dr. Chris is here.
I had my phone by the bed all night. I didn't hear a thing, so...
It all went pretty well.
Okay.
Yep.
Chris has popped in to see the Black family and check on Petal's first night at home.
It's a bit of mess, bit of food, and she spilled a water, but other than that, she was very well behaved. So it's all gone very well.
The mini pig has made a promising start, but it will take time to adjust to a family of 2 small kids, 2 chooks and a dog.
Ned's very keen to give her a good sniff all over, and she's not really ready for that yet.
Seriously, what happened last night? What happened to the partying, the crazy nights, bad toilet behaviour, all those things we talked about? What are your first impressions of the family? What's that? Bit noisy. Really?
Petal's lying.
Is this the pig pen's first test?
Yes, yeah, it is.
Pretty excited about it, isn't she? Look at all that dirt she can play in. This will essentially become her haven, her oasis, where she can come in here, ferret around in the dirt, and feel like a pig. For a toddler to go straight to the veggies is a miracle in itself.
I'll say. I've never seen it.
Michelle has to feed Petal 1/4 cup of grains, 1/4 cup of veggies twice a day. If you want to keep a mini pig mini, then there are a couple of dietary no-nos you have to be very careful with. So no bananas, no avocado, and no meat. They're weirdly bonding, aren't they?
Dr. Chris, it's Petal's bath time!
Okay, all right. Playtime's over, Petal. Ready?
Petal, he's having a bath.
Gentle, gentle.
Is this like a little pat, but with a sponge?
Isn't that great, Petal?
No pig likes to be clean.
There's a lot of adjustments needed, but Chris is still concerned about the relationship between Petal and Ned.
Looks like Petal's going to make the first move.
Really, Neddy?
Bossing you around, little man.
We probably should have expected this, but all of a sudden she would get a confidence, and now there's no stopping her. She's a bossy little thing.
No, my Neddy.
Fortunately, the long-suffering Ned has decided to give this stranger a second chance.
We're getting there.
I think Petal's going to settle in with a family. I think Ned and Petal are going to get on fine. I think it's going to work out.
The next few months are going to be fascinating. It's going to be an interesting ride. I'm going to take this as my cue to go.
Bye, Dr. Chris.
See you later.
Thanks for helping.